Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're Austin, and you're not. And did that seem very appropriate? What that just happened, right? It was nice, calm intro. I'm walking around. I walked in and out, nice, calm. Sat down, all nice and calm, and then just I'll stand. Yeah, this movie is very 2000s if you think about it. Yes, I have a hole in my shirt apparently. Hold on. Hello. Oh, excuse me. Hello. I meant did it this way. Hello. That's what I meant to do. Sorry I flashed you guys. I just do it like this. So Ghost Ship tells the story of... And this is an older shirt. This is the shirt I wear to church because it's holy. Anyway, Ghost Ship. Another re-review. I only have one re-review of this left until there's a whole bunch that aren't re-reviews, and then there's just two more. Three more. Three. What? Three? This is three. Anyway, yeah. So Ghost Ship, about this group, a salvage team who is tasked with going to this ship that they find out has ghosts on it, and they start to die off one by one. Now, I wouldn't categorize this as a slasher in any means, but ghosts are killing people off one by one. No, so. And the cast is actually pretty decent. You have Gabriel Byrne from Cool World, or Hereditary now. Juliana Margulies, who at the time was famous for ER. Carl Urban, who going to be in The Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit, and Doom, and Dread. Right? Desmond Harrington, you may know from Wrong Turn. Not only that, that's all you think of. And who else? This one. What's his face? Isaiah Washington, who would go on to be on Grey's Anatomy. So two medical jobs. How the hell is Grey's Anatomy still on the air, by the way? It's celebrating the 20th season, and us are going, huh? Why? How? How's it? How? No. How is it still on the air? I mean, Supernatural lasted 15, but you know, it won't be 20 till next year. 20th anniversary next year. Maybe that's when I'll start my retrospective, is next year. 20 years after the first. That'll be... Do I wait that long? And I just realized when I start reviewing... Wow. I reviewed season 3 of Smallville, and that's been 20 years. And when I start doing season 4, that'll be 20 years. Almost 20 years. I'm old. Anyway, what else do we have? And that's about it for stars, but it's a decent cast. Oh, what's her face? She was in the Uninvited and Sucker Punch. She plays Katie in this. I forget her name. No. I scoot all the way back here to do that. No, that's what I do. Doesn't sit on the back. I think that my DVD is still sitting out over here on the Blu-ray player. Emily Browning. Emily Browning, that's the name. So we actually start off the movie with a scene that is probably the best kill scene in the movie. But let me scoot up a little bit. Hello. Katie. It's a cruise ship. Undetermined time. I want to say the 60s, right? 60s. I think in my original review I couldn't tell either, but I think it's the 60s. I think. Itchy hand. Someone drops this piano wire or something that goes and kills everyone. It goes right through a human body, which it wouldn't do because it's not that strong. It would not. No, I don't think it would go through, slicing people's heads off and everything at the top of the captain's head. It misses, so it's all coming down flat, killing people, basically decapitating a lot of people, or some people get cut in half this way, yet the captain gets killed not only for the head, but diagonal, like this. Like it goes like this. So it's like, I don't want to move my head, that's the problem. Comes down like this, and Mrs. Katie, because she has to survive, I guess. And that's the opening. Many, many moons later, we follow our salvage team, led by Gabriel Burns Murphy, consisting of Epps, played by Juliana Margulies, Munder, played by Carl Urban, Greer, played by Isaiah Washington, and I had it. Bridge, Gage, Goodage. This is 13 Ghosts. I'm looking back. Wait, how's that not 13? What? Wrong one. Ron Elrod plays the character of Dodge. There it is, Dodge. And here's a little tidbit. He and Juliana Margulies were once married. And then you have Santos, who's actor I don't know. They were approached after getting a big score. They were approached by Jack, whose last name is not mentioned yet until later, because if they'd mentioned it, it would be way too obvious. He played by Desmond Harrington, and he is brought, with no spoilers to the revisited review, so Jack Ferriman. Yes, it is that literal. If you're thinking, oh wait, does that mean? Yes, it does. Exactly. His last name is exactly what you think it is, and it means exactly what you think it means. So, yeah. He offers the ship, Antonio Grazo, and says, we have the ship. He doesn't say what it is at first, I don't think. I have this ship, I want you to salvage it. And they're like, nah, I don't know. And they make an offer. They say, whatever we get, you get the 10% or something. He's like, well, no, I want at least half. And they're like, oh, no, you get whatever. And then he takes it, which, when you find out the twist of the movie, I guess maybe he haggled with him just to haggle with him. Maybe he just accepted it. Maybe it's too conspicuous. But yeah, he takes him up on the offer and they go out to sea. And it's the Antonio Graza, which I think was a real ship, disappeared on the Bering Strait. And there they are. And they get on there once they get it going. And they explore the ship. Well, on there, Epps sees the ghost of Katie. Emily Browning's character, sneaking around. She does not. Now, there's going to be a lot of complaints with this part, because every time we see Katie, up until we get towards the climax, she doesn't talk. She just stands there, or shakes her head no, or something. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't say anything. There's a reason for that, though. She's, but let's keep seeing her. And once on there, they decide they want to try to salvage this ship, right? They want to try to salvage it, and so they get to work on it, punching the holes and all that stuff. Because it's an old time ship. Also, and that's later, but so they just go exploring when they do that. And Santos is like, there's a part where he's trying to fix something and he's talking to this picture of his car. I don't know what he's trying to do. It's like, what do you want with me, baby? What do you want? I'm just like, it's a picture of a car. What are you doing? What are you doing? But, yeah, I guess. Is it already almost noon? Behind today. Should have recorded this a couple hours ago, but I just been trying to, yeah. Anyway, by the way, I was cooking breakfast during the part where they had the maggots, so I kind of had to look away. I wasn't eating at that point, but eating maggots, my God, how they taste. That's Lost Boys. But, yeah, this place plays pranks on them sometimes. Like, Epps falls into a pool and hits her head, and we see that her blood goes in, and then later we see the pool fill up with blood, but no one else sees it or reacts to it. It's just for us, which, if you're doing the horror stuff just for the people watching, then you're not doing it right. We need to have some scares for people in the movie. But I digress. And then there's a part where they open up these cans of beans, or whatever they are. Well, it's still good, and then it's in maggots. It's just maggots, and I don't know how maggots can form inside closed cans of food like that. But, again, I guess, I don't know. Eventually, they find the gold hidden. And it's confusing why it's hidden. Although, they do hint that there was another salvage ship brought in. And those people died, so maybe they moved it to the kitchen where it was hidden among stuff. I think it was the kitchen. There was some storage somewhere. So they decide they're just going to take the gold and leave. But just as they make this decision, something happens. Some spooky thing happens where their ship, their pole ship, whatever it's called, tugboat, gets blown up and Santos dies because of it. So they decide their only course of action is to try to get this ship working again. So Mulder goes down to try to finish patching it up. While the captain goes to the captain's quarters, Murphy goes to the captain's quarters, and has a conversation with the captain's ghost, which he's very nonchalant about. But basically the captain fills him in that they found a ship. There's no dialogue from the captain for some reason. Kay's the only one that talks. Basically, they found this ship. There's no survivors, and the captain goes like this. So there's one survivor. Shows him a picture, and the captain acts, and Murphy acts shocked as to what he's seeing, and freaks out. Meanwhile, Greer, who, by the way, I should mention, is getting married. He has a fiance, he's getting married. Comments that the singer, who we saw at the beginning of the movie, has nice tits. She's now an evil ghost, so she kills him. She shows up, she takes her top off, because of course she does, and then lures him to this place where he goes right through her and falls down to his death, where I like to know how that works, because, he kissed her earlier, and it works, right? They dance together, right? But then he goes through her. And then also earlier when Epps is talking to, let's say Epps is Greer. When Epps is talking to Katie, she goes to give her locket back, and it goes through her hand. And the only thing I can surmise is that ghosts can make themselves, appear corporeal, and so they can touch. And Katie just did that to kind of mess with her. But Katie tells her that she's not marked like the others. There's something wrong with the others. There's some that are good, but there's a lot of evil ones. I like to think that the captain is also a good one. But yeah. And then something starts to happen to Kate. Says he's watching. He knows what's going on. I can't stay here. And she's, taken away. Yeah. And we see that Munder, they get the engine running, and Munder is eaten by the engine, basically. Leaving only 4 left. I think it's after. I'm messing up the order here. First of all, Murphy comes out trying to figure out find out what's happening. Does not once yell out anything. He just goes, "Hey, hey," and he sees the ghost of Santos, who is now evil. Apparently, he was marked, and he gets away from him only to find Epps. And Epps changes the look into the evil ghost ship, makes her appear like it's Santos, so he tries to kill her. And they think he's gone nuts, although Epps says he's just drunk, and they throw him in this brig or whatever, and then that gets filled with water and he drowns. Yeah. So, they don't know that Munder is dead, so Epps tells Dodge to stay with Ferryman, because she has now figured out that Jack is the evil ghost behind this. Because Katie, she puts her ghost hand on her and shows her footage from of what happened. Shows her what happened to this music, and like everyone started turning on each other, killing each other, and it was revealed that Jack was a part of it. Yeah. And what rewatching this again, it is kind of obvious that it's him, because like he's the one that brought him there, so he's got to have some kind of connection. The problem is they do this whole thing with Murphy and the picture, right? But she doesn't see the picture till after Katie tells her what happened. Like the thing while they're in like this in the picture. His hand says not Penny's boat. No, wait, that's lost. He's like this, and the picture is floating. There's a picture of Ferryman, right? Jack. She already knows by this point. I guess this confirms it, And she's distraught by Murphy's death because he was like a father to her. She decides, they gotta get out of here. They gotta blow the ship up, and she gotta go get Munder. And she leaves Jack with Dodge and tells him not to let him out of his sight. So she goes off, and then Dodge and Ferryman have a conversation where Ferryman throws out that apparently Dodge had feelings for Epps, but could never capitalize on those. It's never once stated in the film at all before this about that. And even later, when it's brought up to Epps, she's confused. I don't know. Maybe Jack can sense feelings. I don't know, but Dodge shoots him because he goes off on him, tries to stab him. Dodge shoots him. And they do the very stereotypical thing where they pan over the body like this, and he goes, eye moves, the whole thing where it's like, oh, he's dead. Eye moves, he's not dead. Cliche, not needed. Although we did already know that Jack was evil at this point. I don't know. But Dodge meets up with Epps, and he wants to know what's going on. And she's like, I'm gonna blow the ship up. We gotta get out of here. The whole thing. And he's like, no, you don't want to do that. We can take the gold. We can be happy together. She goes, what are you talking about? And then he turns around and she's like, funny how you haven't mentioned Munder. And he just smiles. And morphs into Ferryman. Yeah, Ferryman killed him off screen. So, because this is really the big last death, James from Dead Meat said he would never do this one because of on the kill count, because of the first kill and a bunch of dead bodies later. So I'm just going to say that if I was doing it, the Golden Chainsaw would be the first kill. Dodge gets the dull machete. He's killed off screen. It would be between Dodge and Murphy, but the fact that we don't even see Murphy or Dodge dead kind of gives that one the edge out. So that's just my personal. He said he'd never do it. I wanted to do House on Haunted Hill. I think maybe you could do that one. I don't know. But yeah. So Epps has the gun, and he's like, "What are you doing? You can shoot me. You can't kill me. I'm dead already." And it's like a spear gun thing, and she shoots the button that blows up the ship, and she somehow survives. Although Ferryman is, we see his. I don't know why that's necessary, because we know he's a ghost, but we see him like something goes through him, and it pierces, destroys him into pieces, which is weird because he just had a speech about how you can't kill me, I'm already dead. But and we see all the ghosts moving on, which I found is a connection for Steve Beck, not Jeff Beck. Steve Beck, a connection to 13 Ghosts. Because at the end, I have all the ghosts walking out, and they're all swirled around the ship that's tumbling down. Yeah. And she's floating on what I think is the gold. Problem is, gold doesn't float. Even inside a box, the weight would... You're not going to put it in a box that would normally have buoyancy. You put gold in there, it's going to sink. I think she's floating on it. The gold comes from somewhere. And it would be enough if they just ended on her floating in the water, or she gets picked up and end her in a hospital. Then no. She is found by a cruise ship in the Bering Strait, which probably wouldn't be possible, but still. And then she's taken out into the, she's about to be put into a ambulance when she sees people carrying the gold onto the cruise ship and ferrymen walking behind them. So what was the point of seeing him go to pieces there? And during which the music playing, because it's very nice, serene music. Remember my intro I did at the beginning of this video? Very nice. Kind of quiet. Little walking around. Yeah, it's very nice. She's laying on the thing. She's laying there. And they pick her up. And even the music's nice. She's laying on the thing. She's ready to put in the ambulance. And then as they reveal that Jack is still alive. Not alive, but he's still around. And he's putting the gold into the boat. The ship. And start all over again. Although he says that, for his description, like he has to mark certain people to go to hell, the ferry of the souls, and management is not happy. So he just lost a whole ship full of souls, and he's just able to, I'm just going to do it again. He's able to do, I don't know. Seems like management would have something to say about that. But this is stereotypical 90s or early 2000s horror movie writing. We have, with the sequel, there is no sequel. The only one of these that actually gets a sequel, at the beginning here at least, is House on Haunted Hill, which we'll talk about, like I said before, later. But, yeah, this is a very stereotypical 90s ending with the rock music playing and the 2000s horror movie ending with the rock music playing and the cliffhanger for something we're never going to see another one of. Good of, but nah. It's interesting that it seems, the rumor is that actually the script that these actors signed on to do was not what the movie ended up being. From what I read on Wikipedia, the original script entailed 4 salvage workers, not 6. Well, 6 if you count Fairman, but not 5, because there's 5, right? There's Murphy, Epps, Munder, Dodge. There's 6. Greer, and Santos. There's 6. Here there's 4. 4 workers who find a ship, and one of them, like, they end up stuck on the ship, and cabin fever sets in, and one of them goes on a killing spree. Maybe after finding the gold, I don't remember. Goes on a killing spree. It's much more of a slasher on a ship type thing. Why they call it, there's ghosts involved, because apparently the character of Katie was involved. I think it's supposed to be left up to the original script is supposed to be left up to the imagination, whether it was ghosts or if he just went mad or something. Who knows? But that changed in production to what we got now. I don't think this movie is that bad. People say that this is the worst of these first 3, maybe the first 5. I don't think so. I think 13 Ghosts is still worse. I think 13 Ghosts is still worse. I said last night, I don't know if I did it on camera, but I definitely said at some point last night that it would be House on Haunted Hill, Ghost Ship, and 13 Ghosts. And then anyway, House of Wax would be in between House on Haunted Hill and Ghost Ship, or at the top, depending on how I'm receiving it this time. But, yeah, I'm going to give this a very high middle of the road. I think there's some good stuff in here, some decent effects for early 2000s, like when the room warps with Greer in it, the ballroom warps. It's decent done effect. It probably took a lot of work to do, where nowadays it's like, done, the whole thing. But, yeah, definitely not a bad rewatch. So, what are your thoughts on Ghost Ship? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll stand. Okay, I'm done. No.